On this week's episode, we get to meet with the wonderful Ian. He's a friend of Bondville and has got excellent painting skills. Ian.
Hi Rachel, pleasure to be here.
Again, for coming to see me, my dear friend of Bondville. I'm always so impressed by what you come up with in your art skills, because as you know, I am very much self-teaching myself and self-taught in all things miniature and painting and the printing, everything really.
Everything, yeah.
So I'm really grateful for your time and your input, and I was just excited to have you here to do a bit of a masterclass with Ian.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, good.
So you're
My
just
pleasure.
whizzing off already. You just said to me.
I've started.
Yeah.
We'll start with some flesh.
But what did you say this was?
And what I've got, this is a wet palette. So
a wet palette.
A wet palette. So this has got a foam. This is our foam. A foam base that you put water on.
I can see the water,
but I use distilled water. I never use tap water, so I use distilled water. Tap water will go off. This is a membrane that keeps the paint wet, so it's hydrated. I've got a lid over here that when I've finished, I can put the lid on. It'll keep it wet for a week or longer.
Right.
But the good thing about this one is, this new paper is, I can take it in a sink, get a little sponge, put it in some cold water and rub the paint off, so I can use that a number of times.
So you use this a number of times?
I can use that a number of times.
Wow. Okay.
And of course I've brought a selection of my paints along.
Yes.
Just a small selection. This is by no means my whole thing, but I've got a selection of some flesh tones, various flesh tones, because flesh isn't all flesh. People's flesh isn't all the same.
100%. It's so different. Yeah.
And it's interesting painting Afro-Caribbean flesh.
Yeah.
That's a totally different painting rhythm and paint scheme, but you can do it.
Who knew? Yeah, it's so technical. I think for Bondville we've spoken before, and you've always reassured me and said, don't worry about it being too detailed and too great, because
you're not got to see these up close like some of my stuff.
Yes.
That's made to be looked up close and personal.
Yeah.
This isn't. This is meant to be looked at down
from
there.
a distance, which is really good
if
for
I,
me.
If I put her outside, somewhere out there, if you imagine someone stood over there, you're not going to see up.
Yeah.
You're not going to see the eyelashes.
Yes.
You've got to see the eyebrows.
Yeah.
You're not going to see all those details. You're not going to see the fingernails. It's an impression of somebody.
Yeah.
So you don't need to labour too much on that. You're just giving an impression of someone in the village, and you see what it's like when people come and people are pointing at the stuff and going, oh, look at that policeman, look at those guys.
Yeah, because they get the gist from a distance.
Yeah, they get the idea. They get the idea. They get the idea of a painter and decorator doing something.
Okay.
A shopkeeper.
Yes.
And it's just an impression of that.
Okay, so I feel reassured, because these are putting the pressure on. They're that good.
There's no pressure. That's just no pressure. That's just to show you what I do for me.
They are mind blowing.
That's what I do for me. You know,
this one I've not seen before.
No, he's not been before. He's from a computer game called BioShock.
Oh my God.
And he's 3D printed as well, in various parts, and then
amazing. Well, the figures that I have chosen for us today, I've been talking a lot at Bondville about the nostalgic vibes here and the memories. Obviously, it was designed and built in the 80s. I'm an 80s girl, and these figures reminded me of my grandma's.
Good.
Almost like they are standing on a doorstep, chattering and gossiping.
You've got a story.
Exactly. So that is why I picked those out. So we're going to paint grandma's today.
Grandma's, yeah.
So can I pinch some of this? Or shall I do a different skin tone?
You can do if you want. It's up to you. There's a kind of very pink one. There's a kind of.
It's got a bit. Yeah, I'm going to go with
muted.
That one.
A little bit more muted.
Right. Okay. I'm going to just get some paint on. I feel nervous painting with you.
Don't feel nervous.
Just going to go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more water in it, possibly, but.
Amazing. So, how did you get into? Have you always been creative?
Yes, yeah. I've done all sorts. I've worn various hats, rather than this one.
You've always got a hat on.
Yeah, I've been a graphic designer.
All right.
A China painter. I used to paint on china and porcelain. I've done all sorts of stuff.
I didn't know that. My gosh.
Used to paint my own porcelain. Well, buy whiteware and paint my own. Used to make my own pottery as well, and buy some glazes. Not throwing pottery, casting pottery.
Right.
It was very interesting. The bit I liked most was China painting because it's very fine stuff.
Yeah, it's really intricate, isn't it?
Is,
I mean, you must have a really steady hand because I'm already going outlines here, but
It doesn't matter because if you paint the flesh, you paint the flesh first, then you can paint the aprons and other stuff and work up to that and clean up to that.
Right, okay.
Clean it up, and like the hair. That's why we're doing the flesh first. So when that's dried, we can paint the hair. When it's all dry, we can paint the hair.
Yeah.
We can paint the blouse, we can paint the apron, and any bits where we go over, we can touch those up.
Right, I see. So you'd use bolder colours for like the clothing because it'd cover
can do,
any of my mishaps, which I am having a lot of.
We might even be able to put a tiny pattern on. Well, not a tiny, a big pattern on the apron or something.
Wow. Well, my grandma always had like a flowery overall
Well,
on.
there you go.
I can see her in my mind's eye. It's like a purpley colour, so that'd be great. So did you grow up round here?
No, I came from Bradford.
Of course you did, yeah.
I came from Bradford.
Yeah.
I moved here 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
we've just driven back to Bondville, and how gorgeous is it on that seafront?
Oh, the seafront is lovely.
So lucky.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, if I can, I haven't been out so much just recently, but I went out this morning for coffee, sat down by the harbour. It was beautiful.
It's nice way of life.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a slow pace. It's very relaxing. It's good. It's good for the soul.
Yes, definitely.
We could do with hairdryer.
This is not the colour that I was using. Which is that one that we put on for mine? Is it that one?
No, that's that. Oh, it might be that actually.
No, it looks really different.
Could
Is
be
it that one?
one. Try that one.
I'm not paying attention. Do you think it is?
Yep. That's it. Most of my stuff have ball bearings in them, so you give them a little shake.
Out. Literally useless. Oh yeah, it's that one.
It is that one. And it's a bit gritty, is this colour for some reason. I don't know why.
So you've been coming to help with our what we call sip and paint sessions.
Yes. Yeah.
They were really well attended. I think it shows how much people find this sort of thing therapeutic.
It's definitely therapeutic.
It was full, yeah,
it was full, and as much as it is touching up and freshening the figures up.
Yeah.
It's a social thing.
Yeah.
You meet other people of varying abilities.
Yeah, definitely.
And they all stepped up to it.
Yeah, they did. So the sip and paint sessions that we've done are because in the winter months it's a lot quieter here at Bondville. Yeah. So we wanted to think of a way to get more traffic through the door, and also we're big on community here and friendships, and I think it were a real hit. It were lovely because there were about I think we had about 20 people to our first sip and paint, where people just came along and did this.
Yeah, I missed one of them.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It's the kind of thing that you can tap in and out of. But also, it were a really nice way to keep our figures, looking fresh, and people, got a real understanding of what goes on behind the scenes, I suppose, at Bondville. But yeah, I thought it was nice. I was pleased.
There's a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, there is.
And a lot of hard work going into painting these to freshen up for the next season. Plus, you've always got. You're always thinking of ideas.
Yes.
Some new stuff to do for next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. My head never. Yeah. It's just so full. It's so. When you walk around, you're just inspired all the time. Oh, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. It's great to have friends of Bondville that come on board and help us.
And inspiration as well.
Yes.
Inspiration, another pair of eyes on it, and ideas.
Definitely.
How about next year if we do this? Because I know you always do Remembrance.
Yes,
you always do Halloween.
Yeah.
Christmas. So
yeah, the Remembrance is really
is good.
Key for me. It's really important that we do that, and I think here in Bridlington you've got such a lovely group of veterans that all meet together. Oh, you see, you're on hair. I've not even started.
I'll be going back to the flesh when the flesh is dry.
But already, have you put 2 colours on that?
Just one.
Amazing. So that's what I want to talk to you about, the 3D printing. So you've always been creative. You painted, you did the china, you did, you know, models. When and how did you get into 3D printing?
I looked at it. I was interested in it, and then I was really interested because a friend of mine is a professional modeller, and he's got a number of 3D printers, and I was just asking about it. He once printed me something.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's good. And I thought they'd cost a fortune.
Yeah.
I thought they'd cost an absolute fortune. At one time they used to.
Yeah, so, like anything, I suppose.
So first of all, I didn't buy one. My son had bought one.
Right.
And he brought some prints up. So I sent him the files down, and the next time I came to Bridlington, it printed me a load of stuff off. It printed me stuff, so I did that.
You make it sound easy, Ian. I got a printer, and
yours is PLA, isn't it? It's filament.
Yeah. Yes.
They're a bit more complex. Mine.
You see, it's not like me to pick the most complex thing when I do.
Mine are both resin printers, which is.
See, I thought that's what mine was. It's not.
Which is easier.
Right.
It's got its own learning curve because you've got to calibrate your prints and everything, and orient prints and everything and all that. But once you get into it, it's quite easy. I'll have my when I'm doing them, it'll be going 24 hours a day for 5 days a week. It'll be printing stuff because
it's a real time thing, isn't it?
It's not quick. Something like him, for example.
Yeah.
It would take about 14 hours to print.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not quick. But you can see the detail is amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And the detail on BioShock is amazing. So that's how I did it. My son printed me some stuff, and then I thought,
right.
And I started painting them, and I thought, I'm waiting 3 or 4 months to get my next lot of prints.
Yes.
So I went, I've got to get a printer.
Did you?
So it was about £220, which isn't a whole lot of money.
No. And is it? Are you totally self-taught?
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me, at the very beginning, was there a lot of mistakes? Or did
yes. Oh, definitely, definitely. Even more so with PLA filament printers, because my son's got a filament printer as well.
Oh, Ian, you should see what I printed. It's not even. It can't even be described as.
Did it fail though? Was it?
It was like a spider's web, and not even a neat spider's web.
That's a complete fail then. That's a complete failure.
It was a complete fail.
Yeah.
I am a complete failure in the world of 3D printing.
There's a steeper learning curve with filament printers, and much. I was
thrilled that it were moving and things.
I wished you'd have talked to me earlier when but I don't think you knew I'd got a 3D printer, and I wished you'd have talked to me earlier because I'd advise you
on which one to get.
Probably not to get a filament printer.
Yeah.
They're good, but there's a much steeper learning curve.
Well,
my son's had so many failures with his,
and
that's why I've decided not to go down that route.
That was a good call.
It is really good, but then when you get filament printers, you start going, you look at it and you think, oh, I can print stuff this big.
Yeah.
You start printing.
Well, the whole thing it's a big piece of kit, and it
filament
just looks so
printers
great.
are very big. They look impressive.
Well, I might just bring over my printer, and we might have a little mess and see.
We'll have to. We can have a mess, but it's got to be as much learning curve for me as it is for you.
Yeah, well, that might be good.
I've never done filament printing before.
Have you not?
I can do.
It'd be so interesting. Trust me to pick up most complex work.
I can do the resin printing, which is comparatively simple, but it's my third resin printer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you got into the 3D printing, and then started with these. These seem to be your favourites, like these busts, these like head and shoulder. Yeah.
But before I did 3D printing, I got into buying them, and this is by a guy in South Korea. So I buy them as just a grey bust.
So it comes as a grey,
just a grey bust in parts.
Yeah.
But he's in parts. He's not all in one piece. Batman is in one piece.
Unbelievable.
But he's in parts.
So the head, the body,
the binoculars and the cap.
So it all comes in separate pieces. Yeah. You stick it together and then paint it.
Usually paint bits of it before. Yeah. I would keep the head separate from it, and then paint the head separate from that.
Oh my god. So obviously at Bondville we are a 12th scale model village, and I inherited you know, everything here when I bought it.
Yeah.
And the figures from the late 80s that I inherited, like those first figures, and probably the 90s as well, I think they're handmade like from clay.
Could
some
be.
of them.
Could be.
So the detail that you can get on now from the printing in comparison to like the hand sculpted ones is phenomenal.
It's way different. It's way different.
Massively, and it just makes us be able to just bring so much to the village, and you know, bring it. I keep saying bringing Bondville to life, but that's what it feels like when you look at these.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. I mean, these figures are actually, they're actual people out there. These are from the.
These are scanned. These are scanned. These are actually scanned.
Do you know a lot
3D
about
scanned.
that? Do you know? I know it's called. Well, so a person dresses,
Stands in like a booth and
gets in, and they are scanned.
Yep. Yeah.
And then, as a printer, do you get like
you get an STL file, or they'll print. I think usually they'll print you what you buy them on the day, or they when you
on
go
the
there,
website. Yeah.
You'll go. I'd like to bring someone down and have them scanned and then printed. I think normally they would just print you one, or print as many as you ask at that time. Not. It's doubtful if they'll give you the files, because then you just give them some to someone and they can print them off.
I know we've got a few of the scanned figures, and it's like you say, they're just that bit more special because you know it's actually somebody.
It's a real person. You get a lot of cosplayers doing military uniforms and stuff and dressing up.
Yeah, of course.
And the poses are much more natural.
Yes. That's what we find. The figures that we're able to get online, there's probably 20 different figures, so they're all in the same position. Yeah. All the ladies look the same, all the gents look the same. And you know, we've got to paint them using different colours.
Yeah, they can look a bit samey.
But when you can do them yourself from a file, and you can get them quite specific to what you need, that's where the magic happens.
It does, indeed.
And that's why I'm able to do a few more like awareness raising scenes or tribute scenes that are really different, and that's exciting because we can do all sorts. I know you made us, I hope you don't mind me sharing, but the Freddie Mercury. I've made.
You've got next year. You have Freddie and Brian May.
Yeah, I mean,
coming to Bondville.
Absolutely, I cannot wait to display them.
So you can have an area. You can have some of your people in the village. Yeah. On the cricket pitch, whatever, watching them play a festival thing.
Yes.
You could print some posters and things.
Exactly.
Freddie and Brian live at Bondville.
So excited for this.
And I think fair.
And it's from the 80s.
Yeah, and I think fair usage. You probably better get away with a couple of sound bites, but you'd have to find out the legality of that. But I think you could get away with a couple of little sound bites.
I do. Yeah. I do as well.
I'll send you the link for these brushes as well.
Yeah,
these are a really good price online.
Are they?
Yeah, really good price. And about £4 or £5 for 10 of them. And the synthetic brushes, and they're great. Yeah. They are really good. They're almost disposable, but
you don't mind if it's that.
But I've abused so many brushes in my lifetime that I spend, and some of them are expensive. So I do my best to look after them.
Absolutely. You've got to look after your tools.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to do
pale.
Oh, gorgeous.
Violet.
Yeah.
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 And the good thing about these, even though they're cheap, is they come to a really good point.
Oh yeah, they do. So you can get that detail.
So you could block in some details with them as well.
So when you're doing the faces, do you actually not even fill the eyes in? Because I've just done that on there, but maybe
that's
all
right.
That's
okay. But
I know what you mean, though. You don't need it.
But you're just giving an impression that you could, even when she's fully dry, you could just use a sepia wash or something,
Yeah.
an ink,
Yeah, yeah.
brown sepia or flesh tone, a
Yeah,
flesh
I get
wash,
it.
and which I've got here. I think yes, skin wash. Use one of those. Just wash that into it, and it will naturally flow into the shaded areas under under the eye.
Yeah, and then it's
under
the shadow
eyebrows.
cast
The
yeah.
shadows cast on it.
So when you're
yeah.
doing really detailed work, I mean, can you tell me how on earth you get this level of detail on such tiny faces?
For example, his face. I would start with. He's unusual because I usually prime them in grey. He's primed in white because it gives it more luminosity, so it kind of shines back here. So I'll block in the skin tones. I'll block in the highlights for the cheeks, the nose, the brows, and while that's still wet, a tiny bit of off white, just to put some shading into the cornea.
Gosh, I mean.
Then the pupil, again, just black. It's pure black, and usually a tiny catchlight with a very fine brush, where naturally the light would catch it and makes the eye pop.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, depending on the size of the bust, you can, instead of doing that, you can paint it with gloss varnish, which is what I've done with Grogu. I haven't painted a highlight in his eyes. I've painted gloss varnish, so you get the natural catch light from that light up there.
So that's not actually the paints; it's
that's
the
not
varnish
the paints,
that
that's
makes
the
it
varnish.
shine where the light catches.
Yeah, where the light catches
wow.
it. So that's your catch light. That is your catch light. Things like the base, just a basic deck tan, sprayed on this time, sprayed on with a very fine airbrush, sprayed onto it, and obviously Grogu was separate from it.
Yes.
And then just some tones of green, some green washes into it, and stroked the magenta on there, just stroked with a fine brush and stroked into the natural grain of the rock. And you can take that rock as far as you want. You can take it much darker if you want. It's up to you. I just chose not to take it too.
Yeah. You don't want to take away from
deep.
the actual figure, do you? Because it's so good.
Not taking him too deep. And there's actually quite a lot of detail on Grogu. There's even cotton wool for his hair. A little bit of cotton bud.
Yeah.
A little bit of cotton bud, and that's matte. That's just matte varnish. When it's finished, a little dab of matte varnish on it, and then
to kind of seal it.
Tweezers, and then just put some tiny bits of cotton bud on it.
I talk a lot about detail, but I suppose the detail I talk about for Bondville is completely different to the detail you've just spoken about there.
It is. But if she's got a fan, kind of a football fan, she might be wearing a football T-shirt, so you can paint the number on the back.
Yes.
So you can put detail like that.
Yeah. The detail for Bondville is about the stories and what sparks people's imagination. So it's not necessarily the detail on the figures, which is nice. It's nice for some of the key scenes or the tribute scenes, but generally it might be the post box with a topper on. Or,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, a boat with two fishermen talking and a seagull pinching the fish in the background. It's the stories that that's the detail that I kind of focus on here. But yeah.
Do you mind drying her off?
No, I don't mind at all.
To touch her legs up because the legs are a bit patchy, but I'll do her apron first, and I'll block her apron.
So what's new in the world of, obviously things are always advancing and changing, is there any new developments that have come out with the printing in the printing world? Tell me what's come out.
Well, your filament printer you've bought.
Yeah.
There are upmarket filament printers now that will print you in multiple colours. So you can
really?
So you could actually print simple stuff in what you could possibly print her in these.
In the clothes?
in the clothes and the flesh and the hair. So you print it.
Right.
As long as
Wow.
as long as you're keeping it quite simple.
Does
you
it
can
do that in one go then? So do you input that
I don't know.
information at the beginning, or
I
do you
don't
do
know,
it part
'cause
by part?
I'd have to look into it, but
Yeah.
that's quite exciting.
Yeah, it is. That's that. I mean,
That is
we're not going
exciting.
to need people soon, are
I
we?
mean, we've been able to print 3D in colour for a few years, and usually in paper. It's something that prints in layers, but it prints layer by layer. But it prints in paper, but it also tints it as it's printing, so you will get a full colour print.
Right.
So you could like scan your grandma,
Yes.
or this person that's supposed to be grandma.
Yeah.
Print on one of these printers and do a ring the changes and do whatever colour you want. You know.
Okay.
You know.
It is amazing.
Different coloured dress, different coloured apron.
Yeah.
Different hair. But again, you're not going for that detail in the eyes and stuff, the eyebrows. I know some people at the painting sessions with.
Well, you just obviously you think you need to just.
They'd painted the eyes, which is a good attempt.
Yeah.
I would say it's unnecessary.
Yes.
Personally, you just.
No, but now we know that. It's really useful to know that we don't need to go.
It depends on
And
his.
you're right. You're totally right.
It depends on his skill level. You can do that, as I say, with a thin wash to give the impression that their eye. I mean, you look at her hair,
Yeah.
and that's just one colour, but it's actually got some. Even though I haven't done anything to it, it's actually got some dimension to it.
It has,
Yeah.
and that's why I thought you'd done like a big.
No, we can always wash. I'll put another coat of flesh on her face, and I can always go back with that, and just wash it over, and give the impression that there's shading under the eyes, under the eyebrows.
Wow.
It's good. I need some flesh again. Touch it to
Yeah, I'm going to just
freshen up her legs. Because the legs are a bit. The colour's a bit thin on the legs.
Right, well, Ian, mine, I think it's never going to be as good as yours, but we've got two
they're good.
ladies that can stand in the village and have a gossip.
Yeah, you've got your grandma and her neighbour.
Yes, yeah, I think it's Kitty and Nora,
stood at the gate,
yes,
chatting.
Having a chat.
Yeah.
I'll place them out, but would you be happy to come back and have a see if you could help me with the printer?
Of course,
because
yeah.
it would be so amazing if we could print something.
It'll be a learning curve for me as well.
Totally appreciate that, but
I'll have to speak to my son.
For me.
I'll have to speak to my son first and say,
maybe
what do I do?
Yeah, you'd be more than welcome to come as well.
He's up after Christmas, but
yes,
I don't know if he'll have time to.
Well, that's okay. Well, I can bring it. We'll arrange a day, and it would be really great for you to come back. We'll have a look.
We'll have a look.
And see.
Are you running it from a laptop or a desktop computer?
Laptop.
A laptop.
But we can have a go. But thank you as ever, my lovely friend of Bondville.
We can have a go at that.
And we'll have a go and see what we come up with. Or we could just switch it on and
there
then
we go.
Yeah, hold that up and pretend we've done that.
There we go.
Yeah, there they are.
There we are.
Nellie and Nora. Nora and Kitty.
Nora and Kitty. That's an hour or so's work.
Having a gossip.
Just to give an impression of two ladies.
Yeah.
Having a gossip in by the garden gate, wherever Rachel's going to place them.
Exactly.
Well, I know she's probably got an idea where they're going already.
Absolutely. Right, well, thank you for helping me.
I've
learnt loads.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm going to get my paint on this afternoon now. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
I'll see you soon.
It's been really good, yeah. See you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
I was so excited to chat with Ian and learn more about 3D printing. His models are unbelievable. So keep watching because he has agreed to come back and help me set up our 3D printer. How great do Nellie and Kitty look, our new figures? It was absolutely brilliant spending time with Ian painting these figures, and they now live in Bondville Model Village. You can find them usually on their doorsteps having a real good old chinwag.